things just took a major turn, and the Cavaliers' chances at getting Malik Beasley may have just changed after reports are leaning towards the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers' financial situation could lead in a different direction when it comes to signing what is the most hottest free agent on the market right now for any NBA team, let alone just the Cavaliers. The former Sixth Man of the Year runner-up last season is now still fighting some investigations from now the NBA on gambling, but he looks to be trying to continue his play in the NBA after a great season, and the Cavaliers were linked with him earlier just last month. Now it seems like the Cleveland Cavaliers' chances have changed a little bit. Matt Planger with Cavs Digest here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this lovely Friday. Hope everyone had a great week. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. It's been a wild offseason to say the least. There's not been much going on recently, but now we're getting new articles, new reports, specifically focused on a player by the name of Malik Beasley, who was with the Detroit Pistons last year coming off of a great season, and the Cleveland Cavaliers were linked with him in August, just last month. But now the chances are changing a little bit, and we'll break down why. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's just under 72% of you are not subscribed. And if you want to stay updated with everything's Cavaliers, this is the spot to be in, considering we have storylines for you, pregame, postgame thoughts, rumors, and trades, and whatever official news happens. So let's talk about it. So obviously we are talking about Mr. Malik Beasley, who was with the Detroit Pistons last season, also spent some time in Milwaukee, spent some time on the Lakers, on the Timberwolves. He's been around a little bit. The Bucks, he's been around a little bit, but as of right now, he just finished his season with the Milwaukee Bucks, coming in second for the Sixth Man of the Year award last year. He had a great season, and he was going in looking like he was going to get extended by Detroit pretty easily after Detroit came off of a decent season, at least breaking a lot of expectations with Cavaliers former head coach. J.B. Bickerstaff is not their head coach, of course, but it doesn't really matter that much. I'm pretty sure they lost first round to the Pacers, was it? Pacers or Knicks? One of the two, I think. But yeah, or Boston. One of the three teams. Anyways, the Detroit Pistons season came up short, but they definitely bounced back, and Malik Beasley was one of the big reasons why they were able to perform at such a great level, considering that he was an absolute beast. We'll go over his stats real quick. He was a 16-point scorer, 2.6 rebounds per game, and he was an elite shooter. We're talking about 41% from three, when I believe he made a lot of threes. He had one of the most 3 points made in a single season or something like that. So he was out of this world, and he shot 43% from the field as well. And when you shoot almost 42% from three on that many shots, that is extremely impressive for a guy like Malik Beasley. So those are his stats. Now let's talk about more general things about him. This is the Sixth Man of the Year awards. You see Cleveland's own Ty Jerome, of course, no longer with the team, but Ty Jerome finished third. And you see in the second spot is Mr. Malik Beasley, who was fighting for his way. Of course, his stats may have shown that he might have been the most. He should have probably won the award, but they didn't give it to him. They instead gave it to Peyton Pritchard, the Boston guy, because he had a good season. So before we get started talking about the reports, Malik Beasley, we're talking about just someone who can shoot the ball, someone who can score the ball. That's what he goes. He goes out there and he scores the ball. He's not an elite defender. He's not a bad defender, but he is one of the best shooters in the NBA by far, easily. A 42% three-point shooter on someone who shoots a lot of threes, that is extremely impressive. Another thing about Malik Beasley's game that I like is the fact that he's able to create both ways. He's able to create off the ball, and he's able to create on the ball. And that you don't find that at a 42% level that easily. But now we're going to get started talking about Malik Beasley and his odds of coming to Cleveland. We're going to start by talking about the negatives and then get a little optimistic with the positives. So let's start off with the negatives. This is Jake Fisher talking about, he's an NBA analyst, NBA insider. I think analyst more than insider, but he talked about what is happening with Malik Beasley and the Cavs' financial situation, which might affect his odds of coming to Cleveland. Fisher pointed out that the on-court production from Beasley exceeding a non-guaranteed deal. The veteran wing was reportedly on track for a 3-year, $42 million with the Pistons before his legal troubles. That type of contract is off the table at this point of the offseason when teams do not have that kind of money to throw around anymore. However, having little to no financial security is certainly an avoidable circumstance for Beasley. The recent analysis from Fisher lines up consistently with what the NBA Insider reported in late August. Hefty luxury tax concerns were cited as the main reason of why the Cavaliers would be pursuing a non-guaranteed contract for the 14th spot. This comes a little farther back to the second apron again, but mainly for the fact that Malik Beasley is also a 16-point scorer. And let me tell you something, getting a 16-point score for the vet minimum would be unbelievable, and it's looking like it's very unlikely due to their financial situation. Another thing that was, I believe it was from, I think it's right here, from Sam Amico, he talked about being linked to Beasley, and he talked about the positives. So I'm going to get into that. But another thing Sam Amico said is that the Cleveland Cavaliers, he also talked about how the Cleveland Cavaliers should pursue him, but the financial situation, again, is very, very limiting the Cavaliers, especially with in their 14th roster spot. I kind of lean towards Kevin Love a little bit, but it also opens up the door mainly because of Max Strus' injury. We're going to talk about this. I feel like I've talked about this every video, but as of right now, the Max Strus injury is a major, major issue, and signing Beasley would cover that issue easily. Not only would signing Beasley cover the Max Strus issue, it would also completely eliminate probably Dean Wade's contract. Dean Wade would probably not get re-signed, assuming you can re-sign Beasley after 1 year, assuming you can sign him in general. And Max Strus may also kind of be in a weird spot with the Cavaliers if you were to get Beasley, because Beasley plays the 2 and the 3. Same as Max Strus, the 3 is what DeAndre Hunter plays as well. So you'd have to kind of adjust some situations there. But yeah, that's really everything when it comes to Malik Beasley specifically. But the big negative is his financial security. What Sam Amico said specifically, Beasley is coming off of a career season with the Pistons in which he knocked down 319 threes. That's not just impressive, that's historic. Only 5 players in NBA history have ever hit that many in a single season. So why is Beasley still available? This is another negative. The NBA is investigating him for possible involvement in a gambling scandal. The timing couldn't be worse for Beasley, who played his way into a payday on a 1-year prove-it deal in Detroit and said his value across the league has plummeted. That could open the door for teams such as the Cavs, who have been linked to Beasley before. So there's a big positive and a big negative. The first thing is that he was under FBI investigation. I believe it got dropped. But then the NBA is now opening their own investigation. I'm pretty sure that was recently on Malik Beasley because of some question marks and some plays he made. Pretty sure one time he went coast to coast to score a dunk to cover the spread. When his team was losing or something, or winning, one of the two like that. I'm pretty sure there was a couple times he would just completely just make a stupid play at the end of a game or look like he was intentionally trying to miss a shot. We've seen a lot in baseball this year. We've seen a lot of drama with the NBA, the Los Angeles Clippers. Now we're seeing Malik Beasley on an NBA investigation. So let's continue to try to be a little optimistic and talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers getting Malik Beasley. So there was a report earlier in the season in August about how the Cleveland Cavaliers were checked in on Malik Beasley. And now the Knicks were the other team that checked in on Malik Beasley. But now the Knicks, I believe, signed Malcolm Brogdon or about to sign Malcolm Brogdon, and they signed Landry Shamet. So that eliminates the 2-guard position for them, at least at this point. So it doesn't seem like the Knicks are going to even try to get Malik Beasley because of the new NBA investigation on him. So the only team that was linked with him other than Detroit is the Cavaliers. So if the Pistons don't want to pull the trigger on a guy being investigated, should the Cavaliers try it? Here's my honest opinion. Now that your biggest competition to acquire Malik Beasley or one of them is gone, you now have the Pistons. But let's say, hypothetically, this investigation goes in the favor of Malik Beasley, but it takes forever. I'm still willing to pay $3.1 million for him to take up a roster spot, and then you can play him halfway through the season because he is that good of a player. Malik Beasley is an incredible player. He had a historical 3-point make season. He did on 42% from 3. This is the perfect fit for the Cavaliers to replace Max Strus, and he fills in a perfect need for the Cavs. Love Max Strus, love Sam Merrill, but Malik Beasley is way too good to say no to, and a lot of fans are being optimistic about him. But it seems like things may have taken a turn for the negative with people talking about the financial situation of the Cavaliers. So let me know what you guys think. Is there a chance that we get Malik Beasley? Should we even try it? Give me your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I'm Matt Plangy. Comment below. Like this video. Share this video with your friends. And thank you guys for joining me here on Cavs Digest.